I'm just waiting for our audience to build. I'm just going to start. We've been hearing a lot about fake news lately, especially when it comes to Pizzagate. It's been in the news a lot lately. There was a march the other day in D.C. Alex Jones came out on Friday and said that he was sorry that he said anything about Elefantis and Comet Pizza. 60 Minutes did a special with Mike Cernovich on Sunday about fake news and how his claims of pedophilia were complete fabrications. We can't just continue to sit by and, at this point in time, the mainstream media is so blatantly ridiculous that the only ones left believing the mainstream media at this point are people with zero ability to use their brains in critical thinking. That's okay with me. I'm all right leaving those folks behind. All I'm interested in are the people that can think for themselves. And that's where we come in. All of us, all of you guys, everyone that's been paying attention to this for the past God knows how many years. I mean, this goes back years and years and years. This goes back years. It's not just because of John Podesta's emails and Laura Silsby and all of that. I mean, SGT report, wow, way to go with that fit today. I have a lot to say about this, and you know, I felt the pressing need to make this video because Lee Stranahan and I have been kind of going on a back and forth on Twitter about what's fake and what's real, and he had some points today in his little Periscope that he did in regards to this, but he seems to be denying the fact that it exists, and it's ridiculous to deny the fact that this exists. It exists. It happens in the world. Even if you want to be one of the people that says there's no way that anyone in positions of power inside of our government can be capable of doing such a thing, even if that's the line that you want to take, it happens anyway. All over the country. Australia, England, Britain, Haiti. It happens everywhere. To deny that it exists is to deprive our most vulnerable citizens, our most vulnerable human beings of their, deprive them of justice. And I'm just not okay with that. And it's not going to be a popular opinion because there's a lot of people that are probably involved in this, and we know who they allegedly are, that aren't going to be happy when their names are dragged through the mud. But guess what? These are our kids, guys. This is our future. And there's thousands of them in D.C. alone going missing. Thousands every year in just D.C. 600,000 or so a year in the entire United States. If that's a number that you're okay with, you're watching the wrong video. Okay? So Alex Jones, let's start there. Alex Jones came out and apologized to James Elefantis for, smearing his establishment through the mud. And to be quite honest with you, if there were anything ever going on at Comet Ping Pong Pizza, it's long over with. And I do agree with him that the mainstream media latched on to Comet Ping Pong Pizza as a scapegoat to make us all look like morons for saying that this all is happening out of the basement of a pizza shop. And it makes perfect sense that they'd latch on to something like that because it's something that most people walking around in there every day that don't, think about this stuff or don't know anything about it, if they heard, did you hear? By the way, there's a human trafficking ring running out of the basement of a pizza shop in Washington, D.C. Of course they're going to think you're nuts without... You understand where I'm going with that? So, I think he had to apologize. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but you don't know if he was threatened with a lawsuit that could take down his entire operation and he had said those things. You don't know if, they were threatening somebody. You don't know. These people, they're not kind. So while I agree that allegedly there's evidence that allegedly purports that there was something going on at Comet Ping Pong Pizza, there's videos of crazy bands playing there with all sorts of nutso comments about children being made and raping children. I mean, it's just disgusting. Yes, there's proof in that James Alefantis had his Instagram public, and the photos that are on that Instagram are disgusting, and they're available still if people want to see. It started because people with brains in their heads read these emails, put two and two together, and amazing citizen investigators started piecing these puzzle pieces together. Because why? Because no one else will. No one in the mainstream will do this. Anyone who tries to come out in the mainstream and do this gets blacklisted, gets threatened. It's scary. It's scary. So, Alex Jones aside, I don't agree that nothing ever happened there. Allegedly, things did. And you know what? Let James Alefantis go on and live his life and do what he does. There's a much bigger fish to fry here. And yeah, there's a tangled web, and those cobwebs lead back and they intertwine into everything. And yes, I agree. I know. But there's a lot of other things that we can look at here. A lot of other things that we can look at. Laura Silsby, the connections to Haiti, Jimmy Savile, Ted Gunderson, Hillary Clinton, and, Podesta's emails. The horrible satanic aspect of this, which is documented in plain sight for anyone who wants to read it. Now, Lee Stranahan. For Lee Stranahan to come out after someone cites on his Twitter, says there are 500 missing girls in D.C. so far this year, and he immediately writes back, where's your statistic for that? When he's constantly giving journalism, Sandusky too, when he's constantly giving journalism classes about how we should all be investigative journalists, and he has not even begun to put any of these pieces together. Any investigative journalist with a minute interest can take 10 minutes and find all of this stuff. It's not hard. It's not fake. It's not fake. Barney Frank, it's not fake. There are countless arrests being made so far this year. Countless arrests being made so far this year because there's an outsider as president. They use pedophilia as a tool to corrupt politicians and people in places of power. And once they corrupt enough of those people, nobody will rat them out because they're guilty too. It's how they take control. It's how they take control and get their agenda through. It's documented on the news. That clip from 2013 that was shared all over Twitter the other day, it's documented in the mainstream media. All you need to do is look. And if you refuse to look, if you refuse to do the work, if you refuse to care, then you're just as guilty. You're just as guilty as the people that are perpetrating these acts of horrible, unspeakable violence against children. You're just as guilty. If you're a denier that says it doesn't exist and we're all crazy, you're just as guilty because you fail to open your mind to make this planet a better place for us and our children as we grow up, as we grow older, as we advance as a civilization. We can go on and on and on about the facts behind the investigation, and that's not what I'm doing here. That's not what this video is. I'm not doing this to go on and on and on about the details and the facts. I know all of them. I really do. I've done hundreds of hours of research into this for several years. What I'm doing here is saying that a few things. One, It's getting to the point where the media is making themselves look so ridiculous that nobody with a half a brain is going to believe them anymore. They're digging themselves into a hole. That's one of the things that I think Alex Jones was actually going for. He's not a stupid man. And my immediate gut reaction on that Alex Jones video was to be upset and angry, and I was upset and I was mad and I was frustrated. How could he do this? I get why he did it now. He did it because now the media is talking all about Comet Pizza. They took this and they put it into the mainstream, and now we can start coming out with all the real stuff. Think about all the people that you may have awoken in the past year to this stuff. No fighting in my chat. Let's be kind. Think about all of those things. Think about all the times that Alex Jones has talked about pedophilia on his show. I just have to say that, you know, I have so much to say. The problem is I have so much to say. Give everybody a break. I would give Alex Jones a break for now. I would give him a break for now. I would let him prove himself. I'm telling you, there are a few people in this world that have integrity, and the man does have integrity. And I know I'm going to get trolled the hell out of for that. That's not a wise thing to say. But it's true. I really do. I think that he's done amazing things. And yes, DC has underground tunnels. And 60 Minutes Australia did an hour-long presentation about this, about pedophilia in Australia, the counterpart to the fake news narrative that was going on, you know, Sunday. I think we have someone in office and an attorney general who slapped Joe Biden's hand away from a little girl. I think that we are seeing an uptick in you know, even some high-level arrests of military and attorneys and generals. Look and you will find. And when this stuff comes out, because we don't let it die, ever. Because we don't let it die, ever. Do you guys understand? No matter what happens, there are more of us than there are of them. And when all of this stuff starts coming out, you will know who's on your team. You will know who you can be friends with. You will know who you walk away from. And you will know that you are a part of saving the future of this world. It's that serious. It really is that serious. I have a ton more to say. I really do. You know, I really don't think the Dr. Phil thing was legit. I don't think it was legit, and that hurts. And they can like now start to poke holes in this girl's story if she is in fact an actress, and it's going to be like, see, that was just a big ruse. Like, just watch how we're played and play back. They're not that smart. Because if you look at that video, if you watch it, it's so heartbreaking and it broke my heart. My gut just tells me there's something funky with that. Dr. Phil is not all on the straight and narrow. For him to come out and say, and have this sort of a guest on at this exact juncture when all of this is going on, it's all timed. It just doesn't sit well with me. I get that. I understand. Yes, if you're taught that it's okay to kill people from the day you're born, if you're taught that it's okay to be treated the way she was, yes, I understand that. I am taking that angle into consideration. So don't think I'm not. I mean, you know, this is just my perspective. I may be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right, but the facts and the evidence behind this whole thing. If you deny that any of this stuff is happening, you're just as guilty. You're just as guilty, in my mind anyway. And I'm gonna have more on this. I just had to vent, and this is very unorganized and not like my normal videos. And I'm probably saying some things that people don't agree with 100%, but that's okay. It's okay, because I think we all agree on the basic premises of this. We all agree on the basic premise of this, that there is a global pedophile ring operating in the most elite circles and powerful circles in our country and around the world. It's been proven time and time again. It's happening right now, and we need to do something to stop it, with or without the mainstream propaganda, MSM, with or without high-profile figures and journalists on our side, through mocking, through the taunts, through being spit at and name-called, through it all. Find your friends. Work together. And thank you for watching.